Succession planning is a powerful tool that can provide a career path for your top performing employees. To understand the value that this brings to your organization, today we're going to talk about Jim. According to one of the CEOs that we work with, Jim is the perfect case study for why their organization needs succession planning. You might be assuming that Jim made a surprise retirement announcement that caught his company off guard. But actually, Jim was one of their younger, high-potential employees who left the company a few years ago. Senior leadership saw Jim as someone who was highly engaged and motivated. However, the next position that Jim would typically be considered for was occupied by somebody who was not likely to lead the role anytime soon. Seeing no opportunity for growth in the foreseeable future, Jim left to find that opportunity elsewhere. When your top employees are faced with a boss who has no plans of leaving, and they're working in a company that lacks development plans for high performers, they're likely to experience a lot of career ambiguity because there's no clear path forward. Having a succession plan in place can create that path. The first thing a mature succession plan can do is start a dialogue. It does this by creating the structure you need to have productive development conversations with your top talent. By consistently speaking with employees about where you see them and where they see themselves, you can create a foundation to collectively build a development plan for each of them. Although these conversations are critical, they're essentially meaningless unless you take action. At the core of any formal succession plan should be a roadmap for identifying development opportunities, as well as having an intentional approach for closing those gaps. Meaningful growth opportunities can pave the way for employees who are looking for a path forward. You may not have a position immediately available for these individuals to move into, but you can get them ready and keep them engaged with new challenges and responsibilities for when these positions become available. Jim's story and the impact of his departure on his organization was discussed by his company's senior leadership team several years after he left. The company had decided to begin putting a succession plan in place, and when they started to create their succession benches, 3 of the executives listed Jim at the top of their bench. Despite the fact that Jim hadn't worked at the company for several years, he remained one of their best candidates. Even making an offer to Jim for a senior position that he had previously wanted couldn't convince him to return to the company. It's something that we hear often. It's a lot harder to find the Jims out there than it is to keep them in the first place. With a formal succession plan in place, our client is now able to provide a path, keeping high potential employees engaged at work. For more information on how your company can be more effective and proactive in retaining top talent, visit sigmasuccession.com and check out how we can develop your employees through our simple succession planning process.